What is up, Mav fans and hoop heads? Hope your vibes are immaculate today. I'm AG, your host, owner, CEO, director, manager, and all that. Welcome on into another episode of Mavs Rundown. Appreciate you for listening. And man, you join us on tonight. The big 5-0. The Mavericks win their 50th game of the season. First time since 2015. Damn. That's so long ago. Dang, that's so long ago. Since 2015, our first 50-win season since then. Feels like forever ago. Let's get it. Mavs win. Go in and beat Detroit Pistons 131 to 113. Just great game overall. Man, I'm gonna go ahead and just do real quick, man. The game ball of the game, man. This one goes to, Luka he can get the game ball on any given night. But I feel like tonight, man, this one goes to Jalen Brunson, man. JB stepped up big this game. Luka, of course, finished. If y'all haven't seen the stats yet, he finished with 26 points, 8 rebounds, 14 assists, 1 steal. And, basically, was taking over the whole game doing Luka stuff. But Jalen Brunson, game ball. He had 24 points tonight. We need to see something big for him. This is one of those games like, all right, let's see what you got against Detroit, man. They're not that good. You're won this contract. We need to see you eat, some. It's been a minute since we've seen you just really eat. And tonight he went 8. Tonight he finished with 24 points. He had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Of course, the playmaking isn't always there, but he still had 3 assists. But he was attacking. He was very aggressive on offense, especially I think in the third quarter, which I wrote all that stuff we'll go into later. But yeah, man, great game. 9 of 15 from the field, efficient. 1 of 2 from 3, 5 or 6 from the free throw line. Got to the free throw line really well. Yeah, man, game ball definitely goes to him. He had a great game tonight. Was really, stepped up in that role. We always want to see him go off. Like, hey, man, if Luka's not really kind of getting it, which he wasn't. He finished 8 of 21, 2 of 11 from 3, 8 of 13 from the free throw line. Talking about Luka. So he wasn't like, amazing Luka tonight. So in those type of nights, we want to see like a Jalen Brunson or Spencer Dinwiddie really step up. We see Dinwiddie do it. And honestly, we've seen Jalen Brunson do it at times too. But now that it's getting closer to the season, and now that the playoffs are approaching, because we know, the light's going to shine really bright on Jalen Brunson, because he's going to have to show, like, he wants a big contract. Well, he's going to have to earn it. Like, he's going to get paid like just another 6-man type, role, that player kind of how he is right now. Maybe, a starter, really. He could be a starter on any team. But if he just get paid just regular starter kind of minutes, or starter kind of money, or if he's going to get paid kind of some all-star type money, because teams are going to think that he's, more than, that he's got some more levels, another level to go. But, so we always want to see him, start to show up, have some big games. And tonight against Detroit, of course, they're not that good. However, Jalen Brunson takes advantage of the opportunity that's in front of him, and tonight scores 24, so I just want to give him the game ball. Shout out to him. Now, going into the actual game, man, I mean, first quarter, Detroit had the lead, which if you've been watching the Mavs, first half of the Mavs have not been well lately. And, and really we've been turning it on in the second half and stuff. Well, tonight, they didn't bring in the first quarter. They didn't bring it on defense. Defensively, they were giving up a lot of stuff, and it was not good. And the offense was, just slow. And it was kind of like all Luka. Let Luka do kind of like everything, it seemed, on offense. I'm trying to look real quick at the first quarter stats. Got them right here. And Luka was trying to do everything for the team. He had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists at the end of the first, but was only shooting 4 of 12 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. So he was scoring, but it wasn't efficiently. And nobody else was really helping. Marquise Chris had the most, besides Luka with 7. Brunson only had 5. Dwight had 5. Dodo had 3 at the time. So it was really like kind of all Luka first quarter. And things just weren't looking right for the Mavs, which, in the first half we've been seeing it hasn't looked right lately and recently. So, but in second quarter, man, they really turned shit around. They really turned things around. I keep trying not to. They really turned. There's gonna be another explicit one. All right, so they could turn. They could turn shit. They did turn shit around. I'm trying not to cuss. So I promise on future pods I'm not trying not to. But they really did. And second quarter, they won the first quarter. We were down 34-32 at the end of the quarter. Detroit. That's how bad defense was. We were just giving up way open, easy shots and letting them get to the lane way too easily. And in the second quarter, they flipped the switch and held them to 24 points, and we scored 33. And in the second, I want to give the shout out. Of course, Jalen Brunson scored 8 points in the quarter. The game ball going to him. And Spencer Dinwiddie, man, if he don't score all his points throughout, first, second, third quarter, spread them out. Man, he usually does it in one quarter, but he'll just kind of go off for us and really either keep us in it or help us get it back in or take the lead. He always has those spurts where he just kind of goes off, and that was the second quarter because Spencer scored 11 points. 11 of his, he only finished with 13? Yeah, 13 tonight. He had 11 of his 13 in the second quarter, man, and it was big. Along with Jalen Brunson's 8 points, that's a lot too. Them two, they really went off as a tandem in the second quarter and really helped propel the Mavs into the lead and into the halftime. And then really from there on, it was just the Mavs. Mavs won out both, second half. They always do well, and tonight was no different. Kept the lead. The lead was never really in jeopardy in the second half. The third quarter I saw a stat. I was a little bit busy, but I did see the stat. We ended up shooting 80%, probably a little bit over, but technically we shot 80% in the third quarter. We were just dominant. We just came out, handled business. Usually we see all this stuff happening in the second half, but tonight they started in the second quarter, so that was good to see. That's a good sight. It started before half. Usually we always see this team pick it up right after halftime. It's good to see us start to pick it up, second quarter before halftime. So that was good. In the second half, they just, took control. And this, after the third, it was pretty much game over. They just held on to the lead, and the lead was, as I said, never in jeopardy. So great win tonight. Good shooting. We ended up shooting 56 from the field, 45% from three. Really good. Damn good. Wow, we had 34 free throws. Did not know we had that many, but we had 34 free throws. Holy crap, they had 35. No wonder the game was a little bit sluggy, kind of dragging on a little bit. A lot of free throws tonight. And we shot 76%. They shot 91%. So that wasn't really a good point to really good point to point out, but Mavs got to do better at that. And really, all the misses, I'm looking at it, it's all Luka. He was 8 of 13 from the free throw line. So if you just made some more free throws, sometimes he's a little bit off free throws, but he's been doing better recently. Give him credit. He's been doing better. So hopefully he gets that under control before playoffs, which really he's been doing really well. At the end of that, I want to give him a quick little shout out, talk about Luka's free throws. He's been doing really well with his free throws because that was the one knock on his game. Besides just being more consistent, which we knew is going to get better as him just growing in general as a player. He's only freaking 22 years old. Of course, he's going to get more efficient as he gets older. But what was I just talking about? I just totally brain farted. His free throws. But his free throws have really gotten a lot better. You could tell, you could tell, of course, all players work on the game. But you could tell he's really taking it to heart to really focus on making sure he's good on these free throws. We don't want him to have these, I was going to say not talk shit, but I am talking kind of shit. But don't want to have that LeBron effect, where he's really good, but then his kryptonite is, well, before his Mavs, it was, just shooting the ball. But his kryptonite is and still is kind of, free throws. Sometimes he's really good, sometimes he's so Luka's really been, we're hoping that's not, Luka's kryptonite. And honestly, this season he's done very well. Let me see real quick. I want to see what his season had. Watch, it's not even gonna be that good. Yeah, his that's what I thought. His regular season average, honestly, it's only 74%. So it's not really that well. His career is 73, so he's up by 1%. But honestly, I wish I looked up the second half of the games. this season, like since post All-Star break. So I feel like that free throw percentage might have jumped a little bit, but he's been really doing a lot better on this free throw shooting. He's been taking his time. You can tell he takes like a deep breath. He focuses. He's talking about the technical fouls where he sings a song. I'm sure he probably used the same technique maybe when he shoots his free throws, because it's all about a rhythm, just getting it, kind of block everything down, just getting rhythm, just shooting a shot. They're free for a reason. And he's been doing a pretty good job. Honestly, you haven't had any complaints about his free throws, to be honest. I can't remember last time I really thought about it and be like, damn, like if Luka just makes some of his free throws, this game or this, whatever. It's been a while since I've really, looked at his, when I'm checking box scores after every game. And two, like I've never really, it's been a while since I've looked at his free throws and been like, damn, man, like you couldn't make more free throws. Like tonight was probably the first night in many that he's just at, 8 of 13, really, 5 misses. Kind of uncharacteristic for how he's been. Normally it's probably most he misses like 2, maybe 3 in the most. Usually it's only maybe 2. So he's been really doing really good at the free throw line this year, which hopefully carries over into playoffs, which is basically what I brought that up for, because in the playoffs we want to make sure that he hits his free throws, because those are points left. If he doesn't make them, those are points left on the board that we could have had, and it sucks. Especially a superstar. It's like, dude, just make your free throws. So, Luka's done. Of course, he's working on all accounts of his game, but I think he's really taking hard, working on his free throws, and it's showing. And hopefully that carries over into the playoffs and everything. And just like Jalen Brunson's game, man. He finished with 24 tonight, and this was a good step-up game. We want to see more from him, and he actually finished with the biggest. Dwight Powell had the biggest plus-minus with plus 23, but Jalen Brunson had the plus 22. He's just killer in this game. And, on defense, he's stout. He's not someone you could just pick on defense, because he's a little bit short on the smaller side, like 6'1", but he's kind of stocky for 190. He's like a stocky, kind of like a Luka for 190, where he's just kind of like big boned, like just kind of for a 6'1" guy, just big boned, and can hold his own essentially on defense. So he's not just getting picked on totally. And so this is the type of growth. He's been having a great year, and picking it up, having the most 20-point games of his career. So he's amazing. And we just want to see this continue in the playoffs. Honestly, this game, it was a tune-up game. This is, we're 3 games away from the end of the season, the playoffs starting. And these last 3 games, all we're looking for is the offense still running smooth, or we still being able to play some defense, play the defense, and guys are still knocking down shots, kind of like keeping their rhythm, essentially, for playoffs. And tonight was a great game, really, for everybody. Across the board, if you look, obviously Luka's shooting, but that's Luka. He's gonna go bananas in the playoffs, regardless. But Jalen Brunson, he really stepped it up tonight. Scored over 20 at 24, and really helped his Mavs team. Everybody else, honestly, we shot 45% from 3. That's amazing. Dodo hit 3. He was 3 of 5 from 3. Reggie Bullock 3 of 5 from 3, and these are things, honestly. When I'm looking at it, it's like we expected this. This is the type of shooting we expect from them all summer. All year. Like Reggie and Dodo, they don't need to score a whole bunch of points. They don't even need to score more than 15. But guess what? They gave you 13 and 9 on a very efficient shooting and played amazing defense. And that's what you need from those type of guys. Guys just hit you open shots and, play your ass off on defense and just guard and hustle and get out there and get after it on defense, on the defensive end, because on offensively you're going to get open shots with Luka. He's making dimes. He had 14 assists tonight. He had 15 last game. He had 14 tonight. Like, Luka is insane. He can get game ball every night, but tonight I like to spread it around. We all know Luka's a superstar, so of course only if he goes supernova he gets the game ball, but other than that, we're going to give it to his teammates. But again, Luka, when he has 14 assists, honestly, this should be his average for the freaking season. 14 assists should be around his average. If guys were just making shots, if we were making an average percentage of 3-point attempts this year, the whole season, Luka would for sure, undoubtedly, be averaging over double digit assists. For sure, he would be averaging that many. And honestly, like I heard someone say too, like the whole debate about great, the best passer really all time and shit. And like Luka, honestly, like this is year 4 now. Luka, like I can't name. Honestly, I'm trying to recollect, like in my mind, my memory, my basketball knowledge, like who else could throw dimes and these passes and the timing like Luka. And honestly, I can't think of anybody. Nobody. LeBron, yes, he has the vision and could probably make the passes, but he ain't doing it on the level of Luka. He for damn sure ain't doing it on the level as Luka. Granted, I will give LeBron did lead the league in assists one year, so Luka has that to do, but he ain't putting a Luka like, the passes this man makes is just ridiculous. Like, no, even LeBron hasn't. We haven't seen LeBron highlights make some of these passes that Luka has made, and I'm telling you, like even Magic Johnson, like of course LeBron. You're talking about he get it from Magic. Magic Johnson, like Magic Johnson has some flashy passes, but as of actually just finding an open man when you're looking like this dude's driving lane, you're like, what the fuck is he gonna do? Like, like what is he, they're collapsing, like what? And he just slings that ball like out of like, huh? And he finds the guy wide open in the corner or wherever. And like you're just like, dude, like what? Like perfectly in the shooter's pocket where the guy just all he has to do is just go right up with it and shoot. And it's never like, oh, guy got to make a crazy like outstretched arm pass and wait to the right, to the left, or way above him. No, he's usually Luka passes it right in the pocket, which the pocket is right for where a shooter can catch it and easy, quick release, go right up with it, right in the shooter's pocket. Like Luka is just freaking insane. And when guys are hitting shots, 14 assists honestly should be normal. And if you're just looking at the box score from any other fan, you're just like, holy shit, 14 assists. He was really dumb. Like, this is really every night. If guys would just hit shots, he would average double-digit assists. But I digress because, yeah, Luka's passing fucking phenomenal. We all know that. And he's going to find these guys. And back to my other point where I was mentioning with Jalen Brunson, Luka's going to find these guys. We just need these guys to hit their open jumpers, just like tonight. Just like tonight. Which I get it, not every night is going to be their night, but if these guys could be consistent with it, and we can get at least, above league average shooting on three, we're going to have to shoot at least above average shooting on three to win these games because, points in the paint we might give a battle for. We've been doing pretty good against other teams in that, but we're just, without having big size, you don't want to give up too many points to the paint and have a battle on the inside when other teams, especially when you get down the road, have better inside players or guys that can score inside better. And then, we don't have any guy, a real rim protector, shot blocker that, really would help us in that situation. So we're going to have to shoot well. And honestly, with Luka, you're going to get open shots. And if these guys knock it down, the sky's the limit for the Mavs, man. Literally, the sky is the limit. And you could take that other one. Conference finals? Yeah, we can make it there. Do you think we make the finals? Yeah, honestly, if we're shooting right, yeah, we can make it to the finals. Could we win the finals? Shit, if we make it that far and we're shooting that well, yeah, we could win the finals. For sure, this team, which is crazy to say out loud because, our biggest guy that we play is like 6'10", but if this team, I mean, it's kind of like any jump shooting team. If this team was just hits their shots, normal percentage shots, maybe a little bit above average, honestly, we're always gonna have a chance. And we got the best, one of the top. I'll just round it out and say top 5 player in the game right now, Luka, and with him. Besides them hitting their shots, with just Luka, you got a chance to win. So imagine if your guys are hitting at least, the average of their, their real averages of their shots. Like this, man, this team is scary, and they're playing great defense. Man, let me hold on. Let me run through the box score and we'll get into more the postseason stuff real quick. Bertans, man, well, the Latvian laser tonight came out gunning. He was 3 of 5 from three, had 9 points. All three of his hit, all 9 points were three of his threes, of course. But great stuff from him. Still good stuff of energy off the bench. His threes were big. Marquise Chris actually played somewhat well tonight. Given his last couple attempts, it looks like he's trying to play, but you could tell he's still a little bit hobbled. Tonight he looked pretty solid. Hit a three with the shot clock running down, and a kind of little fader. It counts. But a nice little swisher there for Marquise Chris. Finished with 12 points, so he did pretty good. Then you had Dinwiddie, of course. He finished 5 of 10, very efficient, 5 of 10. 3 of 4 from the free throw line, of course, getting to the free throw line. 13 points. He had 4 rebounds to go with 3 assists and a steal. So just good stuff, all around playmaking behind this, giving us exactly what we need, especially off the bench. And then Josh Green had actually a really good night tonight. He finished with 12 points. Brunson didn't go off. Josh Green is up there for a player of the game because he did pretty well at the damn bench. 12 points, 5 of 6 from the field. He hit 2 threes tonight, 2 of 3 from 3. His shot's just looking so much better. He's looking so much more confident. He's just releasing, shooting without hesitation, not really thinking about it, which I think was messing him up before, which is good to see growth from him. And he also grabbed 7 rebounds, which is second most on the team. Dwight had 7 too. Oh no, Luka had 8, the most rebounds on the team. So he had the second tie for second most with Dwight with 7 rebounds in the game. And of course he had assists and 2 steals to go along with it. So great defense by him too. So he's giving us, our bench is giving us that effort. And if you look at the bench, man, awesome. Bertans 9, Chris 12. Dinwiddie 13, Josh Green 12, and then Theo Pinson and Frank, came in at the end and had a couple buckets for themselves. But 9, 12, 13, and 12 from actual role players. Well, when Maxey comes back, Marquise Chris probably won't get that much, but from everybody else, just to get those consistent points from the bench, that's really good. Something we haven't really seen this Maverick. If we could just see this bench unit be more consistent, along with the rest of the guys shooting consistently. Man, this I'm telling you, this team is scary. This team is scary because if we can just get consistent shooting, we can win ball games. And if we get hot shooting from these guys, the type of guys we got, a lot of these guys can get hot. A lot can get very hot any given moment, and that's scary for any team. That means we're a threat to anybody. Like Reggie, Dodo, Jalen Brunson's kind of a methodical kind of guy, but a Reggie, Dodo, Bertans, Dinwiddie, and even Josh Green to an extent. Those I won't say they're streaky guys, but if they get all of a sudden catch a hot streak, if one of them, if not, if all of them, it's game over. But but if just one of these catches a really crazy hot streak, they have enough volume. Maybe not Josh Green than volume, but if Dinwiddie, Dodo, Reggie gets hot, or even Brunson, if he gets hot, this, it just raises this team's level to another level. We're on that echelons of we could beat literally anybody out there any given night. And so, that's about it about this game in particular. It's the win number 50, great win. But to move on really to what else, this game means and moving forward, it shows, we're beating the teams that we should. And right now we have only 2 games left. And again, this game, these last games where before you go into the playoffs, your team, you want to be running like a well-oiled machine. And we've been doing that. And Mavs have been really playing on all cylinders. Defensively is where I was mostly scared. Shooting kind of comes and goes. It fluctuates. But defensively is where you do have control, because that's all about effort and and knowledge and your IQ and knowing your matchups, where to be, and yada yada. But defensive side is where I've really been watching. Like, yeah, I know our shooting is going to be up and down, but the defense is really picking up and stayed. We really kept that defensive identity that J Kidd and Sweeney and them have brought in. This whole team's just taking that to heart. And right now we sit with 50 wins and 30 losses. Right now we're in the 4th seed, which is crazy because we were 16 and 18 at one point. I think on December 30th or something like that. And now this team is now 50 and 30, sitting in the 4th seed, possibly could get the 3rd seed. Crazy, man. Crazy turnaround for this team. And honestly, this whole staff, all the players get all the credit because, well, obviously, but they for real, standing applause, like for real, because the coaching, the way they brought in the defensive, and they want to set the defensive mindset, them really pushing that, because honestly, as a coach, that's what you need. You need a guy that's really going to push forward defense, because honestly, if you can't get stops in the playoffs, you can't do nothing. We've seen that. We literally had the best offense like 2 years ago in the history. Couldn't stop nobody, so it didn't mean shit. So if we need, you got to have that defensive mindset. So credit to them, and then credit to the players for actually wanting to. This is like the same roster as the last 2 years, minus some players here and there, but basically the same roster. And now we're a defensive, top 10 team. And I don't know where the offense is rated. I guess I started looking these things up before I come on and want to say things about it. But, we're really close. I'm sure we're right on the edge of like being a top 10 offensive team because of our struggles at the beginning of the year. I'm sure we're not in the top 10 because of that. But at least, the last, since we started on our run, we had to be at least top 10 in offense because, man, like this team is just looking great. This is a great time to be a Mavs fan. It's really exciting. And right now, if we're looking at the standings, we want to catch that 3rd seed. So we're looking at 3rd seeds, and all we have to do is have Golden State lose one game. We need Golden State to give us one game. They need to lose one of their last. They have 3 more games. They need to lose at least one of those games. The Mavs went out the last 2 games, but the Warriors have to lose at least just one game. If they lose at least one game and our records are tied, the Mavs have the tiebreaker. So that's all we need is the Warriors to lose one game. So, if you're Mavs fan, you're about to be a Lakers fan tomorrow, and you're about to be a Spurs fan on Saturday because the Warriors play at Spurs on Saturday and against the Lakers tomorrow. And then the Warriors play on Sunday at New Orleans, and we're all going to be Pelicans fans on that day. So at least one of these games they lose, but we will definitely be either Lakers fans on Thursday, we will be Spurs fans on Saturday, and Pelicans fans on Sunday. All Mavs fans. So hopefully the Warriors can stumble, just give us one loss so we can go ahead and take advantage. Because if you're the Mavs, you want that 3rd seed. We want it. We want it bad. Because if we get the 3rd seed, the path for us looks incredible. Because if you're the Mavs, we want to play Memphis in the 2nd round, not Golden State. Let Golden State go take care of Phoenix and let them battle it out. That would be fun. But no, we if you're Dallas, we want Memphis. Because honestly, Luka has owned that matchup with the Memphis Grizzlies this season and in the past. Because especially now this season with all the jaw hype. Luka takes offense to that. They're giving somebody else more credit, and he knows he's better. He's going to take offense to that and, show out. And he's been doing that, and I feel like he just has Memphis's number. Even though they're a great team, a lot of good young players, unproven good young players. And the Mavs are kind of a little bit, I won't say they're battle tested because we haven't passed the first round, but we're definitely tested. We took a Clippers team to 6 or 7 games, fully healthy. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and, been crazy. And, oh, my gosh, that's what it was. I was trying to think. A talking head on TV said something ridiculous, and I thought it was so stupid. It was actually Jalen Rose. which, I want to give him, but you could tell he hasn't been watching. So he said something else, I think, about the Mavs. I don't remember. I don't know. I don't want to say if it was Jalen Rose about the defense, but someone mentioned our defense, and it's like, oh, well, Celtics, it's not like they're the Celtics who've been playing really good defense. It's like, dude, you were obviously not looking at any of the stats. We were like second behind the Celtics in defensive stats throughout that this whole run since January 1st. That's when the Celtics went on their really crazy run in the East. Same as Mavs were right there like top 5 in that defensive category. And so that was I don't know who said that, but someone said that. But then Jalen Rose got on his show and really tried to, because, Jacoby, the other guy, Jacoby actually took, he thinks Mavs can make the Western Conference Finals. I applaud, even though it's Talking TV head making picks, next week they could have Mavs lose in, 4 games, that's just how they are. But, I mean, he actually said, like, man, I've been watching this team, which, I doubt he has. But he says he really could see this Mavs team going to the Western Conference Finals because of the scenario we've all laid out, us playing Memphis in the second. If we get the 3rd seed, of course, beat whoever we play in first round. We move on to the second round, you play Memphis. And, save Phoenix Suns for the conference finals. So if we play Memphis, we could, possibly win, move on to the conference finals. So that thought is plausible. Here comes Jalen Rose saying, oh, but Memphis Grizzlies, man, I don't do that. You heard Dylan Brooks and who else was it? Oh, Dylan Brooks and, oh, my God, Desmond Bain. Bain and Brooks, I forgot what he called them. Something about the Bees brothers or some dumb shit. But he's like, they're going to pick him up a full court. Luka's going to have a handful. I'm like, this dude, bro, y'all don't. That's why, like, talking heads on TV, I'm about to have to start just scrapping it all. Like, I don't like this. I don't know if I can say that, but, like, I'm going to have to start, like, just really, like, almost scrapping it all because, like, if it wasn't, they give me something to listen to also at work. But, like, yeah, I'm going to have to start scrapping because things like this should just make no damn sense when people have not done, like, their research on what the hell they're saying. He really thinks Desmond Bain and Dylan Brooks are going to slow down Luka? Give Luka problems? Dog. He just went against Kawhi Leonard and Paul George not once, 2 years in a row, and torched them. Name 2 better defenders than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, perimeter defenders, in the game right now than a healthy Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. That's definitely not Dylan Brooks and Desmond Bain. Definitely not, Jalen. You are fucking crazy and out of your goddamn mind. That's probably why you... Never mind. I almost said something very personal. That's too far. But, man, like, that, dog, like, what do you think? Like, that's, talking heads don't watch the game. They don't watch TV. They don't, like, I don't get it. I think after basketball, they just, their thoughts in the game. Some really do have great insight, but some just use their, their platform just because, oh, I'm a big player. I can say whatever I want type shit. And, well, granted, they do get some inside knowledge just because, they're close to the players. That's how they get the inside knowledge. But when it comes to basketball, recently playing and like who's playing who plays well against each other, they don't pay attention to that bullshit. They don't I mean, not bullshit because obviously I'm making my point against it, but they don't keep up with that, man. Like, really, you're gonna say that Desmond Bain and Dylan Brooks are gonna give Luka a hard time when he just lit up Kawhi Leonard, who's a Defensive Player of the Year, winner, and Paul George, who was one, known as the top two-way players in the game. Like, he torched those guys. 46, 47 in the game 7. Like, no one can stop him. Please stop with the Dylan Brooks. No one can guard Luka. I'm sorry, no one. You even just saw fucking Giannis. Dude, we just played Giannis, and he was torching Giannis on one-on-ones. You think Dylan Brooks and Desmond Bain are going to do something? Dog, like, terrible basketball opinion. Terrible take. Like, man, yeah, sorry. I had to get that off my chest. I thought that was fucking asinine. That's just crazy. Like, makes no sense. Luka's out here torching a defensive player of the year, but yet you think some young guy is going to be able to stop him. Crazy. Anyways, the point of this all being, Dallas would favor the matchup going into play. If we get the 3rd seed, 2nd round, we would play the number 2 seed, possibly, which would be Memphis if they make it out. And honestly, that would be a favorable matchup for the Mavericks. And this team could win and go on and play, for the conference finals. And then, honestly, if we make it that far, who the hell knows, man? If we're making it that far, honestly, our shooting must not be that bad. If we can get that far, honestly, we can get further. If we can make it to the conference finals, I would say, why not win it all? Why not? Why not us? Why not this be our year? If we can make it past the 1st round and past the 2nd round, I think we could win it all if that ends up happening. So honestly, all that momentum, it sits really crucial with us getting that 3rd seed, because then it gets a little bit tougher. We're the 4th, we finished at 4th. We're at the 1st round matchup about be the same, but then the 2nd round, you're facing the possibility of playing Phoenix Suns in the second round. So it would not be as favorable as it would be against Memphis Grizzlies. And how we've been kind of owning them, because it's kind of the opposite when you look at the Phoenix Suns. They've been kind of owning us. So definitely rather have the 3rd seed. So come on, Mavs. Let's finish this shit off. And then if you're a Mavs fan, you're gonna be rooting on the Lakers tomorrow. Hopefully LeBron plays. I know there's gonna be drama if he comes back and tries to go for that scoring title, which would definitely be a bad look. But we're all gonna be Lakers fans tomorrow. We're going to be, if they don't lose, then we're going to be Spurs fans on Saturday. And if they don't lose, then we're going to be Pelicans fans on Sunday, man. So, big weekend, too, for the Mavs. Can't wait. Next game is Friday. We play at home. At this last game at Detroit was our last road game of the whole year. So now our next 2 games, Friday at home versus Portland and Sunday at home versus San Antonio. So hopefully y'all get ready for those last 2, because it's going to be buckle up, because the end of the year is going to be a hell of a ride. We still got to figure out what the seeding is, and then, the big tournament starts. The playoffs will finally start. We'll get the play-in going. And, by then we'll finally know our matchup, who we're going to play in the 1st round, and we can go ahead and get into talking all types of details about that. And, that'll be more exciting. But, man, that's pretty much it. Great night for the Mavs. Number 50. Reached the 50 mark. Man, first time since 2015. Awesome. 50 wins on the season. Feels good. This team, team resiliency, just the way they fight, their character, it gives you reason to believe they're going to do well and at least get past the 1st round this year, because, man, this team, they're just tough. They got a lot of tough dudes, man. We played the playoffs 2 years now in a row. I feel like these guys they're battle tested. Granted, some guys weren't with us, or Jalen Brunson missed the 1st round of playoff, or the first go around with Luka in the playoffs in the bubble. But still, these guys they're battle tested. They're ready. They look hungry. They look ready to take on that next step and leap forward to start winning playoff series and go towards that that goal of winning a championship. So good stuff from the Mavs. That's about it, man. We have Twitter if you want to follow. It's at Mavs_rundown. The Mavs Rundown podcast is on Spotify along with Anchor app, and of course free on YouTube. And that's it. I'm AG. Thanks for listening. Make sure to check out the game on Friday. It's coming up, man. Again, at 7:30 start time versus Portland Friday. So don't forget about that. And remember, guys, cool heads prevail. And I'll see y'all next time on the Mavs Rundown.